So today we're going to be talking about collaging on the jelly plate, and we're going to be doing a little Chine Colle, which is adhering thinner paper to our printing paper. I have a little bit of collage material here, and the first one I'm going to do is going to be Asian inspired. So I have a little collection of collage here. I've got some Josh papers, which are Asian prayer papers, and I have some little bits of collage, and then I have some origami papers. I'm not sure how I'll use those. This is like a little piece of Joss paper. This is another origami paper. Then I have some really cool like Asian art magazines. So I have some little bits and pieces from those that I may use. And so I think what I'm going to do is cut some of this stuff out and get it prepared to go onto my gel plate. Now, I love gel plates. I've actually been doing things with gel plates since before there was a jelly plate. We used to call it gelatin printing, and that's why it's called a gel plate. And we used to actually make these from gelatin and glycerin. There was a recipe, and you'd make it, and it would be good for about 6 months, and then you'd have to throw it away. So it's been around for a very, very long time. And so I've been making things on the gel plate for years and years. And then it got really popular after Gelli Arts came up with a permanent gel plate, which was, you know, really a great idea. So I can't wait to show you this because it's really something that I love to do, and it's a really fun mixed media project. So this combines collage and acrylic paint, and it's a way to actually do collaging right on the jelly plate. So I'm starting on the small gel plate, and I have some Asian papers here. I cut out some of the Joss paper, and the Joss papers are really cool. They're just kind of like little prayer papers that you write the prayer on the back, and then you light it on fire, and it goes up into the universe and takes your prayer with it. It's kind of a really beautiful concept. So I have these two different Buddhas. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. I just pre-arranged things, and because the jelly plate is so sticky, everything just kind of sticks where you put it, which is kind of cool. So this first one, I'm going to do a really cool technique. I'm going to put it directly into my sketchbook, which I thought you'd like to see, because you can jelly right into your sketchbook, which is a really cool thing. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll use this really bold Buddha head, I think, and I'll save the little, I'm going to save that little serene one. Sometimes I like to put those on small, oh, sorry about that. Sometimes I like to put those on a small canvas and make like a little portable shrine. So those are fun. All right, so now everything's gonna reverse. You have to put the nice side down when you do these, of course, otherwise they're not gonna show. Okay, so everything has to go right side down. We try not to overlap too much, because if you overlap too much, I want to turn this upside down. All right, if you overlap too much, things are not going to show. Now, some other little bits with gold, and that really shows up nicely, I think. I'm going to put that down. I have another little piece of writing here that I want to put in. And I think that's going to be enough. Now, when they overlap too much, they're not going to stick. Any place it overlaps isn't going to stick, because the glue, in this case, is going to be our paint. Now, I have this liquid acrylic, always works better. And I'm just going to spread a little bit of this. This is aqua blue. And I'm going to put a little bit of that down. And you can use any kind of liquid acrylic. You can use, I'm using Liquitex in this case, but you could just use craft paint if you wanted to. You don't have to go expensive. All right, so I'm going to brayer this Now, I will say you have to be gentle because we're working with collage here. Now, when you're working with the collage, now I think I have a little too much, so I'm going to roll some of it off. And when there's a little too much with jelly, it's you know, it's okay, but you don't want it squishing all over. So sometimes what I do is I'll roll a little off. Less is more with the paint with jelly always. So, okay, I'm just gonna roll an even layer on here. And I still think I have a little bit too much now. Hold on a second here. Okay, now, this first one I'm gonna do in the book. So, I have my book here. This is just my little demo book where I do some stuff here. So I'm gonna move this guy over. I'm gonna grab a page in here. All right. Now I'm gonna do this. Whoop, get that out of the way. Now normally, I'm gonna line this up. Take the whole plate off because I don't want to mess this one up. And I'm gonna just flip it over and plop it down like that. Okay, now because I'm doing it in the book, I'm gonna kind of try to rub it a little bit. Probably do it, instead of using the Baron, I'm gonna use my good clean brayer now, and I'm really gonna try to give it a good roll here. Now, when you're doing this, you really want to make sure that it adheres. So I'm going to test a little corner here to see if everything's sticking, and it looks like it is. Okay. And I'm going to just carefully peel it up, and everything should be sticking down to the paper without a problem. And it is. Okay, so that's our first one, and it just looks adorable, I think. Yep, and if anything's not sticking down, I'm just going to press it with my finger. There was this little place, but that seems to all be sticking. I think that came out so cute. We have all our pieces together to start another gel print, and I just wanted to share a little printmaking tip for orienting our paper and getting all our prints aligned properly. And then what I have is the gel plate, and it's set on another piece of paper. And this is a little printmaking trick that I wanted to share with you. And the reason that I set it on another piece of paper is that it's the same size as the paper that I'm printing on. And so what I do is I don't even have to think about how I'm gonna orient my top paper, because it's the exact same size, and all I do is line up my four corners when I come to print. So that's just a little trick. So if you orient your gel plate exactly where you want your final print to be, then when you come back in to print, you just come and line up your four corners. So your print is already automatically centered on the gel plate, and you never have to think about it. Okay, so now I've cut out some really nice images and some of the Joss paper. So here again, I'm just using some of the Asian inspired elements, some Joss papers, things out of the Asian art magazine, and all that other stuff that we started with on the one that went in the book. This time we're going to print on paper, and yeah, we're just collecting some elements here and getting them down on the paper. And we're just going to continue to arrange things the way you want them to be on your plate, everything face down. Try not to overlap a lot, because when you overlap, things will not stick, because when there's two pieces of paper covering each other, the paint cannot adhere it to the printing paper. So that's really important. The paint acts as glue in this case, so we really have to be cognizant of that while we're working with it. And this is kind of like almost like a little puzzle that we're putting together. So it's part of the process. Okay, so then we just keep arranging and finding our things and our way with it, and it's really a fun process. I really love collage anyway, so this is just another way to do collage and mixed media. Now, for this one, I chose to use a light color for the background. And I think I later regretted it, but I'm going to show you what I do after I print it, which is something I do kind of often, and it comes out really fun. Okay, so things can always be changed. Everything's a process. Here I'm rolling it out, and just make sure you get a really nice even layer. Gelli's like one of those things where you have to know or do quite a bit to know when you have the correct amount. If you have too little paint, a little amount of paint, it's going to dry too fast and not come out. If you have too much paint, it'll squish all over and ruin your print. So there's a little bit of a learning curve. Once you have it down, you just always know after that. So just play with it a bit if you haven't had a lot of experience, and you'll get there. Okay, always flip it over when you're doing the collage because the gravity really does help adhere the collage down. And always test a corner before you pull the whole thing up too fast to make sure that your collage is sticking down to the paper and that you don't need to brayer it on. See, there's like a little piece that's stuck to the plate, but I think I just stuck it back down. Or not, you don't have to. So here I just decided that I didn't like that light background, so I just went back in with a little bit of the pink acrylic on a brush. And I put it in, and I liked it far better. I really loved the way it looked, and that was that print. And now I have some old Gelli prints on thinner paper and some ghost prints and things that I want to work with. This was from a pastel transfer. I may use her. Cut her out and see how I might attach that, and then create some stuff to go around her. That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm gonna do here. I love this one because I like the colors, and I'm thinking maybe I can use these colors together. These are all ones I did, I think, probably around the same time, but I really like the gold and how these colors can work together. Maybe this one. I don't know. I'll see. I'm going to cut together some things, cut this lady out, and see what I can come up with. Now, you'll notice that I didn't really clean up my gel plate, but I do have it back on the sheet of paper, so it's all situated. If there's some leftover paint, that's only going to add to my design. If that shows up, it's got a lot of that gold metallic on there. That'll just add to what comes off in the next print, so I'm not worried about that. I'll meet you back here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my collage pieces. I've cut out my lady, and I'm going to put her nice side down, and I've cut out these leaves and things, and other things I want to add to my collage. Again, I'm going to really try. I've made some little flowers with my gel prints and other leaf shapes. I'm going to randomly put them down. I'm gonna try not to overlap too much because I really want them to stick to my design. So I can't have too much overlapping, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, now we've got all that down, and I'm gonna go in, I think this time with this green. I'm just gonna pour that around a little bit, just a little bit. I'm trying not to do too much, right? If I feel like I have too much, I sometimes will blot up a little bit with some paper towels if I feel like I need to. If I feel like it's too wet, I will. Now, I just had one come up. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm just going to place it back where it goes. And then I'm going to be more gentle this time. Because you have to really be gentle, otherwise that's what can happen. Oh, I keep messing this one up. That's okay. I'm just gonna go with it. This is kind of a go with the flow kind of project. I'm gonna go in one direction, which usually keeps that from happening. You go in one direction and not back and forth. But you know what? You have to make every mistake in order to learn, which I have done, so. The other thing is just to relax and not freak out when stuff happens. And you know what? It all is part of the process, so I really try not to. Oh, this one just doesn't want to be part of my picture. Okay, that's fine. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna clear myself a little space here. I'm gonna make a window right here. Then I'm gonna clear this off. Look at what I'm doing. Who knows how this will come out. All right, cleaned it up a little bit. Now I'm gonna put it back down. All right, well, this is how I'm gonna just do this, and we'll see what happens. Okay, because I have a lot of paint here, and I'm just gonna go gently over it. Wow, that does not want to be part of my picture. Okay, let's just do it. Now, before anything dries, just grab my piece of paper, and we'll just see what happens there. We're not gonna freak out, that's for sure. I never do, I just keep going. I never let anything bother me really when I'm making art. I just figure everything's an experiment. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over it with my brayer. This really sticks it down. Now, before I flip anything over, I'm gonna get rid of this messy paper. Now, the messy paper is down there, so I don't have more catastrophes on my work surface, and that's why it's there. Okay, now I need to flip this over. Now, when we're doing the collage, we always flip it back over because it makes it and I'm going to cover up the mess with a clean sheet. Get this out of here. This is just our orientation paper. Let's see. Now, I'm going to just go very slowly here and see what we have. Oh, here we go. Oh, and some of that Jaws paper was still stuck, and it added like a whole nother element to this, which I really love. All right, let's see. So now we have the lady, and we have bits of Joss paper stuck to this, and it's really interesting. I really like this one. Very cool. Now, sometimes if I feel like this background is too close to the colors, I will go back in. Now, I feel like the colors on my gel print were a little bit close to what I put down in the background, and I'm kind of losing my my you know, I'm losing some of the stuff in the print, I'll just go back in now with this color that's a little bit different. So I have some of this brilliant blue acrylic paint here. So I'm just going to go over some of this stuff, not all of it, but I'm going to go in where I feel like it. I don't want to go over any of the gold because I don't want to lose that. But I'm going to go in and just go into some of this background of the print, and I'm just going to put a thin layer of this blue in, because first of all, well, we have this beautiful orange portrait, which was a print, and that portrait is orange, which is the complementary color to blue. So I know that this is going to give it a dynamic pop. And we have green in the background, which is analogous to blue. So I know that these colors are going to work together really well. So I'm going to go around all my beautiful gold that was just left over on my plate. And that's the reason I left my plate dirty, because I did not want to lose all those extras. Like a lot of times when we're doing printmaking, if you clean the plate off, you don't get all that extra fun stuff that comes, that can come onto your next print. So I do leave a lot of that stuff, and it will just continue to come onto your next print. You can, and if you wanted to clean it up, I use a baby wipe, because a baby wipe will clean your print off really well. And I'm just putting the very thinnest layer of this acrylic around my elements, and it's just gonna pick up those areas, but I'm not covering up any of my beautiful gold that transferred, because I really love the way that looks. Okay. So there we go. I really love this one. I really think it came out really swell. I love how the gold transferred to the person and onto these leaves and flowers. Just really cool. Love this one. Okay, I may do one more and see what happens. So on this next one, I think I'm going to start with a clean slate, and I'm coming in with a baby wipe. Now I use the very cheapest baby wipes. These are like $1.50 for 72 baby wipes. I usually get like a store brand, unscented, hypoallergenic, and they're very gentle on your gel plate. So they take absolutely everything off. I also use them when I do my printmaking on the plexiglass panels, which I do with oil paint. It takes all the oil paint off too. I don't do a lot with oils because I'm kind of allergic to the solvents. So I don't use solvents. I use water-soluble oils most of the time. The only time I use regular oils is if I'm doing printmaking process on plexi. And I also clean up those with baby wipes, and the baby wipes work really well. I also clean my brayers with them. And so most of the time when I'm doing jelly, I just roll off on a piece of paper. It takes about 90% of the paint off, and then the rest I just clean up with a baby wipe, and it takes everything away. I find them indispensable in the studio, so I use them quite a bit, and they're very inexpensive. And yeah, I always just keep those around. They're very good to clean up things with, and they're safe because they're safe for babies, you know. So if they're safe enough for your baby, they're safe enough for our art supplies. So here I have more gel prints, and I'm just going to, I don't know, I may do, I'm not sure yet here. I'm just playing here with these. These are all old gel prints. I mean, I've done so many, and you can look them up. I have a lot of jelly. If you like jelly printing, I have a lot of jelly printing videos on my channel. I've done probably at least a dozen of them, and I have lots and lots of shorts as well. I do really love it. It's not my, I want to say it's something that I go back to rather than it's not really my main thing, but I use it a lot for jump starting ideas, and just, it's part of, I want to say it's part of my regular practice because I can create things quickly and generate ideas, and I love collage. I just love it. And so a lot of times I create my own collage papers with jelly. And so I've done it for so long, I just really enjoy it. Okay, so it's just one of those things that I go back to, and I'll do it and do it and do it, and then I will take a break on it, you know. But while I'm doing it, I love making the little videos and the shorts of the process, and they've been quite popular on my channel. So if you like it, please look back at my collection. I have a little you know, like a list, a playlist, and there's lots and lots of jelly printing videos on it. So please check those out and let me know in the comments what you think about them. And so here's a little flower. I thought I'd make maybe some flowers in a pot. I'm not sure. Let's just see what happens here. So now I've cut all my bits out of those different ones, and I thought I would go for a bright one. So I've got some yellow paint, and I'm just gonna squish a bit of this on here. Alright. And I'm gonna see what happens here. Okay, so I'm gonna be careful because I've got a lot of, oh my goodness, I've got a lot of collage on here, and I'm gonna hope that I don't start rolling pieces up. Well, here goes one, but I'm not gonna freak out. I'm just gonna hope it all sticks. Gonna be gentle. Let's hope the collage spirits are with us. Gonna go in one direction so nothing comes back up. Hopefully, oh, I've got hair. I can't even worry about that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I hope this one comes out. This will be fun. Okay. I've got a good amount of, seem to have a nice amount of paint on there. So let's see what happens here. Just gonna grab myself a paper. Okay. I'm lining up my four corners. Now don't forget to put that paper under your gel plate, because that really does make such a huge difference. Now I'm going to take my clean brayer again, because this really does, when we're adhering the collage, this makes a difference. It's a little bit different because you really either want to do the Baron if you have one, or you want to do a clean brayer on the back, because it really does help the collage stick better. Then I go back over with my hand, and if you can remember to take the whole thing and flip it over, the gravity and the weight of the gel plate really does make a difference. So if you can do that, you're going to be better off. How do I know? Because I've done it the wrong way a bunch of times. And it doesn't stick. And you'll be disappointed. Okay, so it's definitely sticking. Okay, now go slow when you peel it up. Just go slow. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. All right, so I love this one. It came out so cute. It's like a little garden. And there's some pieces that are popping up. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll wait until it's dry, and I might sneak a little bit of matte medium under there where things are just starting to pop up. I could do it now if I wanted to. If I wanted to be real sneaky, I could do it now. I'm not normally afraid to get in there when it's still, like, see right here where this is what I'm talking about, is if it's overlapped, it doesn't want to stick. So you could just get in there where it's not stuck together because there's no paint. I'm using matte medium here. I'm just putting a little down and then I'm going over it. It's not a big deal. And so the only places where it's overlapped and there's no paint, because the paint acts like a glue. It's just like when we use matte medium. Matte medium acts like the glue. And so in this case, since we're not using matte medium, we're using paint. The paint is the glue. So anywhere that there's no paint, where you have an overlap, you can go back in with matte medium and it will hold the whole thing down. Okay. Oh my goodness, I love this one. All right, so I'm going to show them to you. So here is the lady, and I touched this lady up and I didn't put a lot of paint on. So the original color of the print and the quality of the print is still showing through, and I love how the gold that transferred is coming through. It has all the qualities of the print, and I have all this lovely gold from that first print, that Asian print that I pulled. That's all coming through. Now I don't want to stack these up because otherwise I'll have an issue, because this is still drying. And then this was the original, or the first print I did. And that one, I just really love this one too, because this one is, it's kind of like a little Buddha shrine with all the Asian elements and the little painting and the Buddha. I really like this one too. And then of course, this one, which I really loved how this one came out in the sketchbook. I got a big bloob there, but I'll just, you know, maybe I'll glue a different one in here, like another small one. Maybe I'll do another small one with the other Asian Buddha on this side, and maybe a similar theme, because that would really look cute as a spread, I think. So maybe I'll get down to business and do that later on, and that would be just so cute, I think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, as it really does help my channel and community grow, and I do appreciate it so much. Thanks for being here, and please come again soon.